From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon and welcome to your MTN Noon News for this Tuesday. I'm Hailey, Monaco. We begin once again in Utah, where the suspected shooter in the assassination of political activist Charlie Kirk is expected to be arraigned about 3 hours from now. Authorities believe 22-year-old Tyler Robinson fatally shot Kirk during a speaking engagement last week. The FBI continues to comb through social media accounts that he used, working to determine if anyone encouraged him or had prior knowledge of the shooting. The hearing, which will be conducted virtually, is set to take place at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. Charlie Kirk's widow says the American Comeback Tour will continue, starting at Utah State University on September 30th. Kirk was scheduled to visit MSU in Bozeman next month. After his death, MTN's Gabrielle Cleveland spoke with MSU students to see what they thought about attending the event.
Our campus tour this fall will continue. There will be even more tours in the years to come.
2 days ago, Charlie Kirk's widow, Mrs. Erica Kirk, announced that the American Comeback Tour will continue. As part of the tour, Charlie Kirk was scheduled to visit MSU campus on October 7th. I spoke with students last week to see if this was something they would attend.
I would have been really excited to come see him here. I didn't even know he was going to come until right now.
Yeah, I probably would have gone to see it just to, check it out.
I do know people that were planning on going to it, which is really scary. Because if that would have happened here, who could have known what would have happened to them?
I absolutely would have showed up, yeah. I mean, if I knew about it and I could have gotten tickets, I would have shown up, absolutely, yeah.
I'm here on MSU campus where Charlie Kirk was scheduled to visit. An MSU spokesperson says they have not heard from Turning Point USA about whether or not the events will continue. But Miss Erica Kirk says the events will go ahead as scheduled. It is unknown who will take the place of Kirk at future events.
My husband's mission will not end, not even for a moment.
Tickets for the October 7th event are still available on the TPUSA website. I also spoke with MSU's Chief of Police, Michael Stanley, to see if the university will take any extra security precautions if the event happens.
Will we look at these things a little more critically than we normally do? Probably. I think it's safe to say that everybody will do that, but I'm also proud to say that we're pretty critical on those things already.
In Bozeman, Gabrielle Cleveland, MTN News.
Well, that cold front still off to our east with that area of low pressure, so some cooler temperatures today. Some of us still warming up into the 70s, maybe some 80s near the state line, pushing over to the Dakotas. And of course, we got that moisture wrapping around it. More on that in just a second. But quickly, just some temperatures out there. 62 currently in Helena, 60 in Missoula. We got 55 in Bozeman, Butte at 54, 59 in Billings. A little warmer, though, on the eastern plains. 68 in Miles City, 74 right now in Glendive, rather. Now, we do have some rain out there, especially some heavier stuff coming from like Sweetgrass into Stillwater. And also some snow in the higher elevations at the Beartooth. Where's that impacting? We'll talk about that in the forecast moving forward. Stick around.
Now time for today's leading look as we follow some of the other stories making headlines. A man is in the hospital this afternoon and a suspect at large after Billings police say they responded to a shooting last night near downtown. In a release, Billings officers say they responded to the report of a shooting near the area of 3rd Avenue South and South 28th Street. Police say they found one male with a gunshot wound. He was taken by ambulance to a local hospital. The shooter is not in custody at this time, while Billings police say they are following several leads. This comes a night after a different shooting in Billings that ended with another person going to the hospital along the Billings rims near the airport. And in Missoula, a report of gunshots near Russell Street generated a large police presence response early Monday morning. Missoula police say a gun was fired in the area of 3rd and Catlin Streets. Officers say it happened outside of a business and involved people who knew each other. No injuries have been reported, and authorities say it's an isolated incident. No one is under arrest or being cited at this time. However, the investigation is ongoing. In Helena this morning, Montana's Democratic Party chose new leadership, with party members saying they are looking to get back to winning. Two candidates stepped up to become the Democratic Party's next chair. Former State Senator Shannon O'Brien of Missoula and former State Representative Mike Jopek of Flathead County. In the end, Democrats chose O'Brien to guide the party forward. O'Brien says she's ready to turn things around for Democrats in upcoming elections, already being a candidate for Superintendent of Public Instruction last year.
Montana Democrats have fire in the belly and want to make some changes, and we need to focus that energy on getting Democrats elected and supporting those values of affordability, of quality public education and health care that will serve all Montanans.
The delegates also updated party's rules, including a requirement to provide more complete financial reports. In continuing coverage, the Yellowstone Valley Animal Shelter is still looking for homes for strays this week after an emergency incident forced the shelter to evacuate and close last week. Now, last night, the Billings City Administrator addressed City Council directly, looking to see what needs to happen next. City Administrator Chris Kukulski said that there is specific protocol and that those steps were followed. However, he says a fan that was part of the backup system had been moved. He said there were no known problems with the incinerator. 14 employees were sent to the hospital for treatment and testing, and all of the animals removed after smoke from an FBI drug burn that leaked from the incinerators into the facility. That includes 75 evacuated dogs and cats. 5 law enforcement partners tested positive for CO2, but not for meth, which is what was being disposed of.
I talked to Q2 earlier. We have a standard permit for this facility, for the incinerator. It goes back quite some time. I think maybe it's dated 2010. The health department does review it every 3 years. It is under, its last review was in 2023 and was properly reviewed.
Kukulski says the damage has been turned into the city's insurance, but it's not clear who will be responsible for what. Until the facility can reopen, he says animal control is only picking up vicious animals. Now, the animal shelter could know as soon as today what it will take to clean and repair its facility after meth contamination shut it down. This afternoon, MTN's Charlie Kleps looks into the fallout and where the stray animals will go in the meantime.
Even though this smoke has cleared,
people are frustrated, people are angry.
Yellowstone Valley Animal Shelter staff and animals continue to feel the effects.
There's some lingering coughs, lingering sniffles, that kind of stuff.
That smoke caused by an incinerator operation going wrong. The FBI was burning meth when the ventilation system malfunctioned, sending 14 employees to the hospital.
And so I think they're doing as well as they can be at this time.
YVAS Board of Directors President Justin Hutchinson says he and others still have a lot of questions.
Test results could come in either today or tomorrow.
Highest on Hutchinson's list is a test from Newman Restoration Company, which will detail what it'll take to clean the building.
Even at the best case scenario, we're not getting back in the building for 2 weeks or up to a month.
And with the shelter now out of commission, many also are wondering where stray animals will be taken.
In the past, a couple of the emergency clinics in town would take stray animals.
Tiffany Smith with Trailhead Veterinary Services says that it's common practice for people to drop strays off at vets in Billings where they can be held until animal control can get them to the shelter.
Now that there is no operational shelter, what's happening to those animals?
Smith says she fears that vets will also become inundated with animals.
No clinic in town has the capacity to hold 75 to 100 animals at once on top of seeing patients.
MTN is also learning more about the air quality permit the Billings Animal Board was granted in 2010. Which says, quote, the Billings Animal Control shall not incinerate or cremate any material other than animal remains and or any corresponding container unless otherwise approved by the department. Hutchinson says he and others were unaware the city was also using it to burn dangerous narcotics.
I see it as they were instructed to use it in a certain way, and they've used it in the ways that make news now.
He and others are now looking forward to a day when YVAS will be able to build a new facility in Wilson Park. The city's zoning commission has already approved the shelter, but more money still needs to be raised.
Having a new shelter would be instrumental in making sure that this doesn't happen again, because we would have a lot more control over everything.
In Billings, Charlie Kleps, MTN News.
As we've reported, Billings does have another incinerator, specifically for destroying confiscated drugs, but it's unclear why the FBI and Billings police don't use it. That incinerator belongs to Montana Highway Patrol and sits on Laurel Airport Road. A Montana Department of Justice spokesperson says other law enforcement agencies routinely use those incinerators, but must first sign an agreement with MHP. Now, those state incinerators are located in Billings, Butte, Great Falls, and Glendive. The Billings incinerator was installed in 2017.